Hey guys, today you are joining me for a super relaxing nighttime speed clean with me. You're going to see a lot of real life messes. I'm going to be testing out a new wall cleaner that blew my mind. We're going to be doing a lot in today's video. This is going to be a super relaxing video, and hopefully I can give you plenty of cleaning motivation to get up and do at least one thing, or just be that friend for you to clean along with you. Hey guys, I'm Jamie. Thank you so much for being here. Who likes to clean in their pajamas? I do, especially when I'm cleaning at night. I just like to be comfy and cozy. And yes, I'm still rocking my Christmas pajamas from last year. These are last year's Christmas pajamas because they're not cheap. So I'm going to continue to wear them year after year. So tonight you're going to see lots and lots of real life messes. I hope you're ready for some relaxing cleaning motivation. Thanks to our busy lives, and thanks to having 3 small children, there's always lots of real life messes in my home. My house never stays clean for very long, and it drives me crazy, but it is what it is. So if you're looking for some real life messes, that's what you're going to get here today. And yes, I should be cleaning up every single night, but you know what? Life is crazy, and we're all just doing the best that we can. So this was night 1, and I had a lot of messes to clean up. This was all of the big messes that I needed to tackle tonight. Mike was with all 3 girls, and here's my disclaimer. Yes, sometimes I do have to clean with all 3 girls, but I try to avoid that if I can because it's so crazy, and I feel like I get something done and then I'm pulled away and it just starts to drive me crazy. It's hard to clean with twins, 2-year-old twins, and just showing you that I can't do this alone. We have a great partnership. We divide and conquer, with me usually doing the cleaning because I'd prefer to do the cleaning myself, and he is more than happy to take the kids, take them in the basement, play with them, do bath and bedtime, and get them put to bed. So we have a good little system. We each have our own things that we enjoy doing, but just saying that out loud because I'm not doing all of this alone, which makes it easier to get it all done when you're not doing it alone.
I wish to be so much better. I wish to be me. Watch me, just follow every move. Touch me, let me know you want it too. Don't know what you need.
For dinner, we had an Olive Garden copycat recipe, Olive Garden 5-cheese ziti al forno. I think that's what it was called. It was so easy to make, you guys, like so easy. It was a win for the whole family. Pretty much anything with pasta the girls love. Also, we paired it with some salad. Emery specifically has been loving salad. Emery and Avery are my salad eaters. Every single day we'll read the lunch menu for Avery so she can decide if she wants to pack or she wants to buy. And chef salad is always on the menu, and it's the last option, so we'll read it off. And after a while, Emery kept hearing us say chef salad, so then she's been asking for a chef salad. So we've been buying salad, like just the bag romaine salad, every single day, and most nights Emery and Avery eat it. So that's what we paired it with. And now, of course, we have to put, plenty of ranch dressing on that salad, but either way, they're eating salad most nights.
We're right where we belong. Don't have what you need, but I got what you want, babe. We don't have to leave. The night is still young. Stay in the light. I want you to see it just for tonight. I want to believe. So keep on coming closer. Keep me.
So when I showed that clip of the sun setting, I just feel like I can tell that spring is on its way. The sun just seems to be hanging on for a little bit longer. In the wintertime, it just feels like it's daytime, and then all of a sudden it's completely dark. It's nighttime. And now I feel like the daylight seems to be just hanging on a little bit longer each and every night. And to be honest with you, I don't love spring. I know that sounds crazy. I like spring because I know that means we're one step closer to summer. But for us in Northwest Ohio, spring is just soggy. We've had consistent high snowfalls in April. So for us, snowfall is not done until May, basically. And March and April just end up being soggy, lots of rain. Everything is melting, the snow and the rain, everything's soggy. One day it may be in the mid 60s. The next day it's in the 30s, just back and forth. I don't love spring in Northwest Ohio, but that means summer is almost here. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Recently, I got asked in a video, I think I was talking about past jobs, and a job that I don't think I've ever talked about. I've talked about other jobs I've had, but a job I don't think I've talked about was what I did in college. So when I was in college, I worked at the field house. So basically, it's like where they keep the big turf football field, where like the football team would practice like on off seasons. They also had a bunch of basketball and volleyball courts. So I was kind of the front desk person. I would walk around, clean up garbage, take out trash, clean the bathrooms. But basically my main job was to sit at the front desk, and it was the perfect job for a college student because I sat there and I could study, I could do homework. I would just sit there, and when people would walk in, they would swipe their student ID card and it would go through a computer system, and I just had to make for sure they were a current student, like an active current student. So it was just an awesome job, and I got really, really lucky because it was a very high in-demand job at the college. I went to Bowling Green State University in Bowling Green, Ohio, and of course everybody at the time wanted to work at the Student Rec Center or the field house because it's just a fun atmosphere. And at the time, they had paper applications. So you would have to get there. They would open the doors at 6 a.m. to turn in the application. But most people would even get there earlier just so they could be first in line because they would only accept so many applications. So I remember getting up like crazy early, like 4 a.m. for a college student is insane. Like insane getting up there to drop off my application just because I really wanted this job. And so they did the hiring at the end of the school year for the following school year. So this was probably in the spring before we went back home for the summer. And then over the summer, which I'll kind of continue the story here in a minute. I just don't want to get too long-winded. I'll give you guys some music and we will continue on with the story. So here in a minute, you're going to see me test out that new wall cleaner. And like I said, my mind was blown. It's pretty impressive. So really quickly, recently I bought this new wall cleaner I've been waiting to try, and earlier in the day I had looked down and I noticed there were all of these grease marks, fingerprints on the wall down the hallway. I know it's from the kids. We had pizza earlier in the day, and so I was like, okay, this would be the perfect time. I was waiting for this to test the wall cleaners. The one, Healthier Home, came highly recommended. Actually, one of you guys reached out to me and said to try it, and so I bought it. And it's a natural wall cleaner. You guys know that I love my Zep, Z-E-P foaming wall cleaner, and I usually pair the Zep foaming wall cleaner with this wall cleaning tool, and I will have these all linked in the description, by the way. But when someone recommended this and I saw the reviews, I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's give it a try. And I wanted to see which one worked better. And I thought this was a perfect situation because I knew all of the marks were the same thing. They went on the wall at the same time. They were all greasy fingerprints. So I thought it was a perfect, fair comparison. And wait till you see the results. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. I also cannot wait to try it on other areas of my home. So we'll be testing that out here in a minute. After I cleaned the wall, I wanted to let it air dry so I could really see if the marks were gone. I went back to scrub the oven with my Scrub Daddy Power Paste and my Scrub Daddy Sponge. I'd actually started cleaning this earlier in the day, but then got pulled away, probably by my kids or something else. I wasn't able to finish, so I was just finishing it all up. Sometimes it's hard to finish tasks because of the kids. But talking about the job in college, so turned in applications, never heard anything, did not get hired. Over this summer, Mike got a call because he went to the same college as I did, and he got a call that said they wanted to hire him. And I was like, I'll admit, a little bit jealous, like, wait a minute. I mean, no offense. I'm saying this in a joking manner. I had a much better resume. I had better grades, better extracurricular activities, all of that. But, they wanted him, which was fine. I was obviously happy for him, but I was like, all right, they must have had people pull out over the summer. So that's why they had called him when school was starting. So what I did was I picked up the phone, which is so unlike Jamie. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like cold calling people, but I pick up the phone and talked to the hiring manager and just said something like, hey, I know you hired my boyfriend. If you have any other openings, I would, love it if you would really consider me. I would be a great fit. I will be great at this job. And right away she was like, wow, I am really impressed with how forward you're being. You are hired on the spot. And I was like, yes, I was so excited and proud of myself. So I did that. I also was a nanny in college. So my mom was a nurse. She recently retired. She worked with a lot of doctors, and they would need nannies for the weekend or at night. So I did a lot of nannying, a lot of babysitting, and then I worked at the field house on campus. I know you can't, or the camera doesn't really pick up the stains, but we had 2 spots of urine on the carpet. One from the dog and one from one of the twins. I know, insert face palm. Reese was fine. If you guys have been following, she does have cancer. She is acting totally fine, totally normal. But she doesn't like it when we leave. So ever since, March of 2020 hit, Mike and I, because before that, Mike and I both worked outside of the home. And then March of 2020 hit, we were sent home to work from home. And then I left that job in June of 2020. But Mike has been at home since then working. And so there's someone home a majority of the week. There's someone almost home, and she finds comfort in that. And so, sometimes we do have to leave. We just left for an evening, a few hours, and she went to the bathroom. She had went before we left. And so it's just an anxiety thing, but she doesn't do it every time. So, I guess that's the good thing, like when Avery has a basketball game, or, there are times we all have to leave, and she doesn't do it every time. So the good thing is, she does, and we do have her on anxiety medication, and we do put a Thunder vest on her, but the good part is she does it in one spot every single time. So I was cleaning that up, and then I think it was Emery had an accident. We're potty training. The girls are really, really good at it, but you know what? Accidents are going to happen. So because, I was lucky that both happened within a day. So I was like, all right, perfect excuse to bust out my little green machine, the Bissell little green machine. I didn't want to bust out my big carpet cleaners just because I wanted to do it really quickly. Spots were small. So got my little green machine and cleaned up those spots. This was something that I had not planned on doing, but then I noticed how gross the garbage can was, and I didn't even know all of that stuff was under here. So I do love having the garbage can in the island because it's tucked away, but then it gets messy. And I know some people are like, put some newspaper on the bottom of it to catch the stuff. But I would say the bigger issue is almost the cabinet around the garbage can. The garbage can kind of cleans up really well. We don't double bag it because we do put diapers in here. So some other people said double bag it, but then we have dirty diapers sitting in there, and I don't want that to transfer into the other bag. But the bigger issue is the cabinet. And someone else suggested just getting a separate garbage can altogether, but I don't know where we would put it. We could put it where the high chairs are, but the twins eat better in their high chairs, so we go back and forth with keeping them in a high chair, getting them out of that, or for them sitting at the table. We could put it there, but then this spot would be unused space, because it's not like it's a cabinet. So it's fine. It's one of those things. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just kind of a little bit of a headache. So I just have to make sure I clean it from time to time.
Somehow we make sense. We're the only one who knows it. Our feelings never tense. We don't need no water under the bridge. We're the good part, the happy ending. Unexpected plot twist, we always say. We're the good part, we never fake it. Even if it hurts, we always say it.
I'm going to be scrubbing the sink here in a minute with my Rubbermaid Power Scrubber. It's like this little electric tool. It looks like a electric toothbrush. But I've had people ask me about it, like they're, you know, I'll get messages on Instagram. People will be like, can you send me the link? And I've been noticing that it seems to be sold out everywhere. And I'm wondering if they discontinued it because I cannot find it anywhere. I will have another one linked in the description. I don't know if you guys watch Cambria, Living with Cambria. She recommends one from Amazon. And so I trust her opinion. So I was like, okay, the other one is discontinued. I want to have a good alternative, especially if mine dies. So I will have that linked below. And this one is actually nice because it has multiple interchangeable heads to where the Rubbermaid Power Scrubber, the one that I had, only had 2. This one comes with more of a variety. So I will have that one linked in the description. To clean the back door and the front door, I'm using Sprayway glass and mirror cleaner. I still love my Jaws, but I've really been enjoying the Sprayway. It's foamy, you can see where you spray it, and it just does a really, really good job. I think I got it from Walmart. To clean my appliances, I'm using an eCloth cloth, and this just reminded me. So I've been actually getting a lot of questions, and people are like, or they think that eCloths and microfiber cloths are the same, but they are different. Microfiber cloths, they're just a cloth that they're made of certain materials that make them very porous. So why I like them for cleaning is they grab onto the dust and the dirt. So you're not just like, you know, when you just use like a towel and you wipe, like maybe in your bathroom, you can see the dust just like settling wherever you end your rag. Microfiber cloths grab the dust and the dirt, so you're not wiping it around. And so when I use regular microfiber cloths, I use it with a spray cleaner, like my Jaws cleaners or my Mrs. Meyer spray cleaners, like that. E-cloths are different. If you guys have heard of Norwex, they're similar, and I know some of you guys are going to be like, they're not the same, but they're the same idea that you just need water to clean with them. So yes, they are a microfiber cloth material, but they're even more special because they actually remove the dirt, dust, and grime bacteria with just water. Yes, there's a whole science behind this, but regular microfiber cloths I get from Walmart, Amazon. I actually have a link in the video's description where I get a big pack from Amazon. Also, Jaws. They make some of the best microfiber cloths I have ever used. They're nice and big and they're great, but I use those with spray cleaners and e-cloth, just water. So I have one for my windows. I have one for my stainless steel appliances. I have a mop you're going to see me use later here in the video. And it's just great to have the option to clean with water. All right, so I'm kind of excited. So I came over to this wall as things started to dry while I was cleaning, and look. Marks. This is the Zep side. Look at the other cleaner. I even forget, it's called Healthier Home. All of the spots are gone. So I think what I'm gonna do now here really quickly is I'm gonna try the Healthier Home wall cleaner on these spots, and then that way if it takes it off, then I know that is truly the winner and the better wall cleaner.
Try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in.
So here I was using the Jaws Granite Cleaner. It is a very light, refreshing cucumber melon scent. I think that's what it is, cucumber something. But I was just feeling like I wanted a light scent in the air, nothing too strong. And then I was going to use the Jaws degreaser on the girls' high chairs because we had that marinara sauce in the ZD El Forno. It kind of can stain the high chairs, so I wanted to make for sure I used their degreaser. It's a great cleaner for their high chairs. And then the Mrs. Meyer's on my kitchen table.
I'm trying my best to hold on. It's not easy, but I'm feeling stronger with you. And the day.
So every time I wipe down this table, I notice that this table is just not holding up. So I've had this table since I was in college. My grandma had actually purchased it for me and when I lived in one of my first apartments. And so it has made the trip to every house, every apartment that Mike and I have had. Also got us through college. We painted it. It's like a light oak color, like think 90s oak color. And we painted it with chalk paint back when Avery was first born. That lasted almost 6 years, which was amazing. And we repainted it last May, and the second coat of paint is just not holding up as well as the first coat. I think that probably makes sense. So I think we're ending our time with this table, but I just hate to buy a new one. But I don't have any plans to buy a new one anytime soon. But I notice that every time I wipe down, there's stains on it, and it's just chipping, and it's kind of a mess, but that's okay. I don't need everything to be perfect.
It's not much, but it's all I have.
You know we could run to a place where we belong, but I need you there with me to go on. Sometimes I can't see, but it feels like you're.
So after I was done vacuuming with my Tinco Power Hero 11 vacuum, I was going to clean my floors, my kitchen floors with my Tinco iFloor 2, the vacuum mop combo. And I will say I love this Tinco vacuum, this model specifically. I think that's the one thing I want to say is I can only speak to the models that I have tried. I cannot speak to Tinco as a whole. But I also love my Shark products and my Dyson. And I know a lot of people do not like Dyson. I would say the biggest issues from people that I hear is that they're overpriced, which I would agree. I don't know if I'd use the word overpriced. Are they expensive? Extremely, extremely expensive. I feel like a Dyson is like a luxury item. But in my experience, we've had a couple of different Dyson vacuums. And if you've been around since the beginning of my channel, you probably remember we had this big, bulky, yellow gray Dyson. That thing was a workhorse. It lasted years and years. We moved so many times and it was just awesome. It did great. And then we also have a cordless Dyson that's 4 years old. I keep it upstairs. That thing still works really, really well. So my experience is Dysons are expensive, but longevity in my experience has been wonderful. And so I think the other biggest complaint with Dyson is that the battery life on the cordless vacuums. So my battery did go out a little less than 2 years, but I contacted them and it was still under warranty. So they sent me a brand new battery for free. And here I am over 2 years later after I got that new battery and it's still working great. So the Dysons, they last for me and they're great, but I love Tinco. I can't speak on the longevity of the Tinco because I haven't even had it for a year. But yeah, it's another great vacuum.
This isn't right, oh man. Your skin is like white milk in the sun, oh God. Bring me on, you're gonna get me scarred, oh man, oh man. Mystery.
All right, right, you guys, here is the verdict. Look it. Those spots are gone, and I'm pretty sure they were grease. The girls were eating pizza and they got away from us before we were able to wipe their hands. So I'm pretty sure it was grease. And there is zero trace of any marks. So the healthier home natural cleaner is definitely a win. It's expensive, that's the only downfall, but it's a pretty big bottle and it clearly works really, really well. I'm done. I'm sitting here drinking my Natural Calm. If you guys don't know what that is, it is a magnesium powder. That's all it is magnesium. It has a whole host of benefits. You can go and Google it if you want to, but it's one of the first line of defenses. Like if you are having trouble sleeping and you want to try a more like natural route instead of going, you know, like Tylenol PM or like a sleep aid like that, my doctor had recommended this, so I've been taking this for years. It's even safe to take while you're pregnant, so I drank it through my pregnancies. And I mean, you don't feel like sedated, you don't feel, it's not like it knocks you out or anything, but it's supposed to help calm you. I mean, it's not like you feel calm necessarily, but I do feel like it helps me sleep, and I have always had trouble sleeping. I've never been a good sleeper. I need my sleep, but I've never been a good sleeper. I've always had trouble falling asleep and then staying asleep, so at this rate, I'll try anything I can, especially if it's something like this that, you know, magnesium can help with a variety of issues. So I'm sitting here drinking this. I have the fire on, listening to the quiet house. Do you guys hear that? Nothing. So rare that I have a quiet house. And that's kind of why I feel like I'm just talking to you guys now. That's kind of why I like cleaning at night. I mean, I never have the motivation and I never want to clean at night, but it's like I'm not getting text messages, I'm not getting emails, nobody's pulling me away, asking me to do this or do that, or saying I gotta go potty or that type of thing. So I'm enjoying the quiet. So I'm gonna go to bed because clearly I need to sleep. I will probably do some more cleaning this week if I can get to it. We'll see. If I do, I'll film it. If not, this could be the end of the video. But I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. And yeah, there may be some more nighttime cleaning. Oh, and I know I have this like this huge straw I drink because it's so late. Like usually I'll just drink it out of like a coffee cup, but since it's so late, I wanted to kind of drink it fast, and I always drink faster out of a straw. So I'm gonna drink this and then go to bed. Good night, guys.
I'm just on the bed. You fall off, but Mama couldn't go to that.
Daddy and Avery.
Volleyball.
They're playing volleyball, so we're gonna get some cleaning done. Are you gonna help Mommy clean?
Yeah.
If only I had listened for a while, I would have told you I miss your smile. I thought of you as a friend who can't let go, but when you left I could feel it grow.
So talking about getting stuff done with the twins, like I said, you know, luckily Mike is home most evenings and we can divide and conquer. But then there's some nights, like tonight, Avery's at volleyball. I usually take her to volleyball, but it was just a night. She wanted Mike to take her. Mike wanted to take her, so they went. I usually take her just because Mike is Avery's basketball coach, so they have to go. I always have to stay at home with basketball and for practice. I go to her games. And then he also coaches her softball teams. So they do a lot together. So I like to make volleyball mine because I was a volleyball player. but it was just a night that we wanted to kind of switch it up. And I did wait until closer to the twins' bedtime. I think trying to clean with toddlers or young kids, you almost have to set yourself up for success. And for me, that is, if I have cleaning to do, I try to keep it small. Like, I don't want to put too much on my plate because it's impossible to get a lot done with the twins if they're awake. Luckily, they still nap really well. So I try to set myself up for success by not putting too much on my plate, and then also trying to do it maybe like right before nap time if I need to get started before nap, or right before bedtime, because they're more tame and they're willing to sit down and actually watch something. So they were watching Blippi tonight, and of course there were some fights and arguments in this short period of time, but for the most part they did really good. So basically tonight it was making the bed, because I had washed our bedding earlier in the day. So making the bed, vacuuming, and then cleaning up their bathroom. And it was a perfect task to give the twins to pick up their bath toys, put them in the basket. So I like to try to find things like that to help them, to have them help out, because they're at the age where they enjoy. It's fun to help mommy clean. It's fun to help mommy, and it also helps me out as well. So it's like nice to find those tasks that are easy and totally appropriate for their ages. So yeah, that's what I gave them. But I was just doing a super quick wipe down of the girls' bathroom, and I was using my DIY cleaner. I actually love using this cleaner in here. It is 1 part rubbing alcohol, 1 part water, and about a fingernail size of Dawn dish soap. You can pretty much use it anywhere except for wood, and I like using it in the bathroom. It's a little bit more difficult to use it in our bathroom because I use different hair products and I have a lot more hair shedding, and our bathroom countertop is just dirtier than the girls' bathroom, and so it just leaves a really nice shine on the countertops, which I love. I also use it on my kitchen countertops, but I was just doing that and vacuuming, and then I was gonna pretty much end the night by vacuuming out in the hallway. Something relaxing about lighting a candle. I actually have some lavender spray I was going to spray in our bedroom as I was getting ready to go to bed. But even though it was the end of the night, I like lighting candles, especially after I vacuumed. I don't know, it just kind of sets the mood and helps me relax. Well, this light is not flattering at all on my skin. The low light makes me look really red, but you know what? You guys don't love me for my skin, right? I'm not afraid to show you my real face in low light. I'm gonna spray this. It's a Pillow Ritual Muse Apothecary Pillow Ritual Calming Pillow Mist. So I'm gonna spray this and relax for the night. I think I'm gonna watch Love is Blind. Are you guys watching that? Love is Blind 2. I watched the first season. I am totally into it. It's a really interesting reality show. So I'm gonna go watch that and relax for the rest of the night. But thank you guys for joining me for this nighttime clean with me. I hope you found it relaxing. I hope you found it motivating, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.